G'day, and welcome back to another episode of Pattaya Down Under. I've got Steve-O here.
G'day, how you going?
Good, mate, good.
Yeah, it's good. Has it been
It's been a week
2
or
weeks?
so.
A
No,
week?
not quite 2 weeks.
Bit over a week.
Week and a half. We had Leon on a week and a half ago.
That's right.
And so we've been a little bit busy.
Hope the listeners have enjoyed that one. I actually did. I got a bit of info out of that, and it was pretty good, actually, I thought.
Yeah. I just, we'll start off today, like today's episode, we got a email from a listener, and we're just going to read the email out and have a bit of a discussion. We've been sitting on a couple of emails, and they've been there for a while because we had Leon, as you may have heard in his podcast, we spoke to Leon. He sort of doesn't live close by, so
yeah, we had to take the opportunity when it was there.
Yeah, so to coordinate it was a bit of a nightmare. So we had to take the opportunity when we could. So these emails are maybe a little bit outdated. So sorry, guys, to the emails that have come in. We took time getting back to you. So hopefully they're still relevant because I think both of them are travelling over there soon. If not, they're probably there now. But we'll read them out, and the information we provide could help anyone else too. So that's always handy. So what do we got, Steve-O?
Well, we're not going to mention names, so I don't...
Well, first name.
Yeah. We mentioned first name, all right. Well, one of these is from a guy called Paul.
I reckon there's a few Pauls in Canada.
Yeah, there's probably a few Pauls in Canada. Some guy called Paul. Well, not some guy, we know which one, but anyway. Hi, guys, love your podcast. I'm one of your Canadian listeners, and I discovered the podcast a couple of weeks ago. I've burned through all of them, all of the episodes so far. I'm due to return to Pattaya for my 4th trip in August. So he might not be there yet. It's only started August.
Yeah,
so, And the podcast is getting me fired up going back. That's great. I just subscribed on your YouTube, Pattaya Down Under. I assume you are planning to do some vlogging in the future, which is exciting. So we still haven't.
I think we discussed that. That's what we're going to be doing.
Yep.
So if anyone doesn't know, we started up a YouTube channel. We've got one video on there. The 360 video, worth a watch. It's pretty good, that 360 video.
Yeah, I've got a longer one where we actually ride the motorbike. Well, you ride the motorbike and I'm on the back with the camera.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
You've been saying we're going to upload that, but yeah, that's all right. We'll get to that.
Someone has to pay the bills, mate.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You want me to continue?
Yeah, go.
Unfortunately, I don't have too much to add in terms of stories. I have no crazy stories except that I appear to have at least one girl every trip to my hotel who leaves the sheets looking like a crime scene. I'm sure you get the picture. Bad time that month.
Yeah.
This is not intentional and is a frustrating repeating pattern for me. My hotel cleaners always end up with a great tip. Ha ha ha.
Very good.
There are a couple of things that I don't think you have mentioned yet, which may be interesting to other guys.
Mm-hmm. When you mentioned shopping malls, I don't think you mentioned Mike's on Beach Road between Soy 11 and 12. It is the best place to pick up questionable copies of football, etc. shirts, designer shirts and sneakers, decent quality for the price after you haggle. And they have all the major teams and a number of different sellers with the same stuff to play off against each other if you are so inclined.
Yeah. I don't think we have mentioned Mike's shopping mall. We may have mentioned it in one of the episodes where I mentioned shopping,
have I been there?
No, you haven't.
Okay,
no,
right.
I used to go to I used to go to Mike's shopping mall all my visits in the early days, but they did like a massive renovation there, and I just haven't been back since.
Right.
But
okay.
What he says is right. Yeah, there's it's like the the night bazaar we went to. Remember that?
Yeah. But I like the night bazaar.
Yeah. But we probably should have gone to fucking
Mike's
because that would have been air conditioned.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyway, also, I don't think you've mentioned and probably haven't used the Thai Friendly app. I know you have cautioned us against FLs, freelancers, but Thai Friendly is an option that many people I know, including me, use regularly when in Pattaya. It's nice getting a delivery to your room within 30 minutes if you are feeling lazy, or it is very early morning before the bars have opened. I always have a video chat online before committing to make sure that the photos are accurate and to conduct a brief vibe check. It isn't very often that I cancel at this point, and I haven't had any bad experiences except the odd starfish.
Okay.
The standard short term is 1,500 baht, but most start at 2,000 or even 2.5. So you need to talk them down. Many will accept 1,500 without question if you lead with that. We have.
We know Thai Friendly.
I did touch on Thai Friendly. I think I told a story, and it was I tried. I was on Thai Friendly, and I before I left, I got in touch with a girl, and she was the one who hit me up a couple of days before I left, before I went over there for some rent money and all that kind of shit. So I told her to piss off. But there was one other one. I don't think I've told this story. I found 2 young girls on Thai Friendly who were bi, and they were on Thai Friendly advertising as a couple of bi girls who, So I messaged them and, yep, no worries. And it was teed up the next day that they were going to come over to the hotel. I was staying at Eureka Lodge. I still remember sitting by the pool that morning, hungover as fuck. Like had a big night the night before. And I messaged the girl and said, hey, look, last night I got drunk and I have hangover. Maybe come later tonight or the next day. And then she sent me a message back like, you fucking falang, always lie, bullshit, this and that, blah, 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 and told me to fuck off. So
okay.
I missed out on that. But I haven't really used Thai Friendly.
I've not used Thai Friendly in Thailand. Yeah. I used it more when we came back and tried to chat to a few girls to meet up with them when I go.
Yeah.
But not when I was there.
Yeah.
I guess I understand what he's saying, but I sit there going, well, I don't know. For me, it's more fun going in the bar and meeting someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is another option, I guess. It's if it works and you're happy doing it that way, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm like that. I like to just go to the bars and chat to them. You do the vibe check there, I guess.
Yeah, and plus I think it's a bit more fun.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, but no, of course, yeah. That's just and yeah, he's right. We haven't mentioned it before in that format. But if anyone who's listening, yeah, try that if you want to. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah.
The following information cannot be attributed to me. Have you heard of the Pattaya Addicts Forum? It is an awesome forum for information, meetup line groups based on month of trip and pictures. They maintain a database of Thai-friendly ladies where members have leave reviews and warnings. This is a great resource also, and I have turned away from several TF ladies on the basis of warnings or poor reviews posted in this database. You have to become an advanced member to access this database. Membership is free, but you have to make at least 50 posts before applying for advanced membership.
You going to read that?
Oh. Note that they are very secretive about advanced section and ban white knight members who tell ladies what is included here. So please don't attribute this information to me just in case. I'd never share details with a lady, but with other travellers. I would always recommend becoming a PA forum member for the community and information.
Yeah. So I am like a member or subscriber of Pattaya Addicts. I just had, before we started recording, I had a quick look on my emails, and I first started getting emails from them back in 2015.
Right.
So I is it
on Facebook? Where is it?
It used to be a website, I think.
Oh, right.
Pretty sure it was a
never
website.
Heard of it. You've never mentioned that to me before.
No, because I haven't used it for probably 6 years or something, even more. I just used to look on it just to read stuff, like just keep myself updated and that. And I've not really got into it much, to be honest. Yeah. That's it. He finishes off with, I'd be happy to share any more information I have on these if you thought it would be interesting. Keep up the good work. Cheers. Yeah.
Well, that was a good email, Archie. There's a bit of information there, and I like that. I like the fact that he used that Thai friendly the way he did. Again, I prefer the bars, but it's actually not a bad idea for people to do that. And and what is it called? Pattaya Addict?
Pattaya Addicts. Yep.
Okay. Anyone who wants to have a look at that?
Yeah.
I guess what he's trying to point out, it goes hand in hand with Thai friendly. So if you're using Thai friendly and you want to know about certain women, if you think they're a bit dodgy, go on there. If you find them somewhere and you see some pictures of that girl, then probably there's something to steer away from.
Yeah, I like that. The only problem I see with that could occur is I know a lot of girls on Thai friendly have multiple accounts, or they burn their accounts, and
they'd use different names.
But at the end of the day, it's probably that'd probably pop up in Pattaya Addicts anyway.
Yeah, I met a couple of girls. They even on Facebook they change their name, the amount of names, the different names they've got, and you can see, and once you know their full Thai name, and you know that they use the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth name in different ways that they
Yeah.
want. They've got about 4 or 5 different profiles.
Yeah,
And you're like,
yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
God. I don't know if they're hunting people down or they're just trying to steer away from other people. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of profiles.
Yep.
We've got another one here.
We got one more.
Yep.
Yep. This is an interesting one. Oh no. Okay. So yeah, he's So this is another guy whose English is his second language, but
Is this John?
yep.
Okay.
Like I say, I'm going to read it out as he's written it because kudos to him as he's writing. He can at least write in a second language. You want me to go ahead?
Okay.
He is. This is. So his name. We'll just call him John.
Read the English though, not his version.
Hey.
Some of the words, you know what I mean? Like he's.
Yeah. Hey guys, I will start with saying my English I sent but isn't the best.
Yeah.
I hope you know what I mean. Yep. I have now a story to tell you guys. Hang on, I think that means I have no story yet to tell you guys, but I hope I will have soon.
Yeah. As you hear, I'm a newbie. Yeah, you can if you want.
No, it's all right, go.
I'm planning a trip in February. I'm having trouble with figuring out how much money to bring for a 10-day trip. So I wonder what budget you guys would recommend. I will party at least 8 days and surely some company at least 8 days. I know it is very dependable on how much you spend, but some idea would be great. I like your podcast and waiting for your next episode. It is, yeah, if you're going to party for 8 days on a 10-day trip, it is like, I mean, we've gone in some places and not knowing what we're going to spend and realizing, wow, we spent more than we thought.
Yeah.
So it really just comes down to, if you've got a budget, and this is another thing. I know a few guys I was speaking to recently, and they said, "Oh, how much should I bring?" And I'm like, "Well, how much have you got? You know, I mean, what do you want to do? Like, what's your intentions?"
Yeah.
So and they're like, "Well, we don't want to put any restrictions on ourselves." You can bring $100,000 then. I mean, I don't know. How do you answer that question? It's like, well, I don't know. I mean, set a budget for yourself, I guess, and just say, okay, I'm going to bring $8,000, right? And I'm going to say, all right, so I'll see how $8,000 goes. And if after the first 5 nights you've still got $5,000 left and you still had a great time, then spend another 3 and you got 2 in your pocket. I mean, I don't know. It's just, how do you answer that question?
Yeah, look, I can only answer it. Yeah, like it just depends on when you say party and girls and that. Like, define partying because I've mentioned before that I'm fucking hopeless. I'll go into a bar and by the end of the night there'll be 4 girls around the table and I'm buying them all drinks. Yep. So how do you?
We've been to bars before where we've gone in and we'll have a couple of drinks, this and that, and then it's like, it's not really happening here, and we'll go to another one. One. You might strike out on a night, and you're not spend any money.
Yeah.
And then get on Thai Friendly and call in a girl. I don't know, but
No, so look, I budget. When I say I budget, I take enough cash to last me. So I take about, I'd say about anywhere between, about 8,000 baht roughly, 7.5, 8,000 baht. It's about 350 Aussie dollars. No,
a day.
Yeah, I'm talking day.
Well, I don't know. Like on this last trip, I brought 5 with me, right?
5,000 Australian dollars.
5,000 Australian, and I thought, okay, that'll be right. In the end, I ended up spending 5.5. I took some money out of the bank.
Yeah, me
right?
too.
So I spent more than what I anticipated.
Yeah,
but I wasn't going to let that restrict me. I still took the money out.
Yeah.
That's it. So in the end, I spent 120,000 baht.
Yeah.
Right. So 120,000 divided by how many was it? 14 days. So 8,500 baht a day.
Yeah.
And we didn't hold back on what we were doing.
Yeah.
We unfortunately both got sick and didn't go out a few nights.
Yeah.
So I might have pulled out more.
Yeah.
But we certainly didn't hold back on what we were doing.
Yeah.
I never did.
Look, I heard, and the other factor is I heard in recent times. So now that it's since like say when we went since April, prices are starting to come down. Prices for the girls are starting to come down again. One vlogger said that they're almost back to the pre-COVID prices, like 1,500 baht.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, I went with one of the girls that you weren't there that night, or that was when you were sick.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 5,000 baht, but it was high class Sapphire Club.
She's a go girl.
Yeah. So, I wasn't expecting that, but I thought, heck, I like her.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So, I don't know. How long's a piece of string?
Yeah.
In Pattaya, anyway.
I think the easiest way to probably gauge it is, if you're traveling on your own and you're the kind of person that will go to a bar, chat to a girl, one girl only, just the two of you, buy her lady drinks. If you're not a big drinker, if you just like to slowly sip your alcohol and then retire at a decent hour, then, possibly, you'll probably get away with, maybe 200 Aussie dollars a day, Let me just calculate that.
And the other thing too is like, you're a party person, you're a party person, you're a party person. But what does that mean? You're a $500 party person.
Exactly.
You're a $200
exactly
party
right.
person. You're a $100 party person. So,
Yeah.
I think. Let me put this into perspective in a different way. Is that when I'm here, I'd never do what I do over there.
Of course,
because I'd run out of money.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it depends on your dollar too. I don't know. The exchange rates of people. So you've got to sit there and if we might say, I spend 8,000 baht, I don't know what the Swedish thing is, how strong the dollar is over there, what you've got.
Yeah.
You might get...
That's why it's easy. It's easy to convert it to baht. So I think the best way to put it is, my opinion, if you want to have a good time and have some company, that at the lower end, I reckon you could get away with about like 200 Aussie dollars, which is about 4,500 baht. Right, that's the lower end. That's a quiet sort of evening. Have a few drinks, buy her a few drinks, take her home. Maybe some day activity. I reckon you could get away with 4.5. That's very reserved. At the other end of the scale, partying, drinking, buying drinks, staying out till all hours, whatever, you're probably looking at around 9,000 baht a day.
Well, we spent 400 Aussie.
Yeah.
Well, I did. So 400 Aussie a day.
Yeah.
And that's, mind you, just whoever's listening, that's not including hotel, airfares, the whole bit.
Yeah,
this is how much money in my pocket when I go there.
Yeah, that's right. Spending money, yeah. So that's what I mean. $200 a day, I reckon, is pretty reserved. It's quite sort of, like I said, a few drinks, go out to a bar, meet a girl. And then at the other end of the scale, you've got about 9,000 baht, which is sort of what you just said there.
Roughly about that. Yeah, roughly about that.
Yeah. So they're the two bookends. Up to you to decide where you fit amongst those two and roughly calculate it from there. I guess it's probably the easiest way. Because like you said, how long's a piece of string? How much spending money do you need? Well, what are you going to do?
Well, the last time we went before COVID, when we did it, I did a 10-day trip.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. Or was it the August one? No, I think it was the August one. The August trip I did. I spent 7.
And how long were you there for?
10 days.
7,000?
$7,000. $7,000.
Aussie dollars.
Aussie dollars. I had that. I don't know if you remember. I had that that time money left over. It was about 11,500 baht. So it must have been the January trip then. So it was at 11,500 baht left.
Yeah.
So
that's a lot. That's
what's that? $200, $250.
11,500 baht. That's about 500 and something.
Is it? All right. So maybe I spent 6.5 then.
Yeah.
Right. So I spent 6.5 grand. So I spent $1,000 more than this trip.
Yeah.
And I was in this trip. We were there longer.
Yeah.
But I think that came down to the fact that our Kanchanaburi trip we didn't really do much, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Bangkok we did, but Kanchanaburi we were away for two kind of 3 nights.
Yeah.
And while we were sick, there was probably
it's a day or two there.
And there was a night when I just went out to dinner. We didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So there was probably about 3 or 4 nights, no, maybe 5 nights all up that we didn't do anything. So really, if you look at the trip, it was probably a 9-day trip, really, because 5 days we didn't do much.
Yeah.
So I saved it was a 9-night trip.
Yeah.
So it's probably in line roughly with what I spent, I suppose.
Yeah.
So the extra days you got to pay for it. So, but still 6.5. I think it was that I spent. So that was on the other trip, and I again did not hold back. Yep. But I actually had 7 in my pocket, and then came back with just the baht money. I think I had about another $50.
Yeah.
I think, or something like that anyway. But yeah, so it really comes down to what kind of a trip you're planning. If you're planning a trip where you're going to go out a couple of nights, he said 8 nights. Okay. So if it's 8 nights, I think what you said, between $200 to $400, pick your marker and go with it. So, but I reckon if you had $300 a day, Aussie dollars, which is, how much is that in baht? 6,000 baht?
300 Aussie dollars.
6,200 baht, 400 baht.
Yeah.
So about 6,500 baht a day. Well, as you said, 8,000 baht a day would you'd have a good time.
Yeah. I think 8,000 baht a day.
8,000 baht. That's what we roughly spent this trip. 8.5 we spent roughly.
Yeah.
So
now, if you're counting like accommodation, again,
you're working that out.
Yeah, I'm working that out. You could get, like, depending on where you want to stay, like you could get basic accommodation where it's just a bed and a TV, nothing else, no pool. You can stay above one of the bars in like Soi Linky or Soi Diana or LK Metro. Stay there. Cost you like, maybe 20 Aussie dollars a night, which is what's that? 500 baht a night.
Yeah, probably.
So
you can stay cheap.
Yeah.
And if you go with Jetstar and you just go for a cheap flight, what would that have cost us if we stick with that? $800, $900 return?
Budget airlines, if you get a good, if you pick up, wait for one of their sales where you can fly, because didn't we got fly free?
We got 900 each return.
And that was...
no, maybe it was less than that actually. No, because we gave it up and it was, I think it was 900 Australian for the both of us on Jetstar, if I remember correctly.
No, it wasn't. No.
You sure?
Yeah, it wasn't. No, it was about $1,500, I think. So about 700 each.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, because we had to do all the extras, didn't we?
Yeah, because we got on sale. We got a sale, so sale price. But yeah, with accommodation, I think like somewhere like Eureka Lodge, I think that's. Let me just have a look. It's like 1,500 baht. 1,500 baht a night, usually, roughly. Keep talking, Steve-o.
Well, I mean, I guess we can get to this. I don't know when we're going to finish this this episode, but we have talked in the past about moving on to YouTube. We haven't. We're trying to think of other discussions to have on the podcast. We did speak to Leon about getting some other guests on. And if they do come on and they don't want to show their face, then we'll continue to do that with this format. Otherwise, we're probably going to start doing stuff on YouTube and start getting that more active. We're going to go over some of the episodes we've done in the past. One of the ones that I think that would be a good one to do again on video is the do's and don'ts.
Yeah, do's and don'ts.
That's a pretty good one. So we'll start with that, I guess, and then move on from there. But if anyone is out there listening, if there's some episodes that you heard that you wouldn't mind us doing again, a bit more revamped on video on YouTube,
because we'll be able to update them too, because we've just gotten back from there. So
yeah, we've got some more information to add to it. So drop us a line, let us know what you think, which YouTube videos you think would be good to do to start with, and we would be happy to start with that. We think do's and don'ts will be our first. We sort of had a look at comments and people, and we had a bit more feedback on the do's and don'ts one. So we'll probably do that and go from there. I'm hoping to get some other people on. Because I like what we did with Leon. It was good.
Yeah.
If we can do that again, that'd be great, because it's other people now telling their stories and whatever.
Yeah.
And again, if anyone's out there that you want to do one with us, we can maybe you can call in somehow. We'll work something out for you to call in and do it if you want to go live. We won't mention your name. We're happy not to mention names. That's fine. And you can do something like that. So I don't know. Yeah, but that's where I think we're headed with this.
Yeah. Drop us a line at Pattaya Downunder
at gmail.
At gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or Instagram. Private messages on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. We're on all those platforms. Yeah. So
well, this is one of the things we've discussed. Not being in Pattaya ourselves, it makes it not hard, but just trying to fill in the content.
Yeah.
we've done all right, I think, up to this point.
Yeah, well,
And
we're
we're
about
sort of,
30 episodes, aren't we? Or
I don't know.
20-something
I've never
episodes?
counted them.
yeah,
I
think
don't know.
There'd be something like that.
More than 20, I'd say.
Yeah.
And we really like doing this, but we'd like more content, of course.
Yeah.
So we'll redo it now on YouTube. If people send us any emails with some stories of theirs, there's been a few people that have sent some stories, and they've made comments at the bottom that they know if they want more, if we want more, they're happy to do it. And we're calling out to you now. We'd be happy if you did.
We did have we did read out some letters, some emails on earlier episodes, and the guys on there were saying, like they have, we have heaps more stories. If you're still listening, send them in. Send us your stories. Give us some content.
Because we have a laugh when we first read them, because there's so much we relate to in some of these stories that we've had similar experiences or something, the same. And I love hearing the stories. I really do. I love hearing people's stories. And you hear stories that you haven't heard before, and you're sitting there going, "Oh man!" Like I'll never forget that one about the guy that
the lady boy.
Yeah, where he
Billy Boy.
Yeah, he couldn't get it up or something.
Yeah,
remember I love that
curse.
story. That was so funny.
Had to reverse the curse.
So funny, so funny. And the way that story was told in that email was really good. So anyone who's got stories, by all means, please, because I want to keep this going. Not being in Pattaya, we can't go and do other things. We can't go to bars and interview people. We can't do stuff like that, which we'd like to do. We just can't do it. So if you've got any stories or anything like that, please pass them in through the email, pattayadonunder@gmail.com, and we'll read them out.
Anyway, back to the hotels.
Yeah, yes.
I was looking at hotels.
Yes.
So I just said there are budget hotels. Like I said, there you see, like around LK Metro, there's, you got your bars and that, but they have accommodation upstairs, and they're very basic rooms, and they are probably, like I said, 500 baht a night. Or you could probably get something. I sort of look at hotels that are around the 1,500 baht mark, give or take 200 baht, because I find that they have everything you want. They have cleanish rooms, a pool, and all the mod cons, but they're not super fancy. So if you're budgeting for accommodation, I reckon if you look around between 1,500 to 2,000 baht a night, I think you'll pick up something pretty good in a good location. And Steve-O touched on airfares. I think depending on where you are in the world, it's that's up to you to decide how much you want to spend. It's hard to budget for an airline because you're sort of a bit stuck with pricing.
Well, if you think about it, we're being in Melbourne, we've got our costs, but I know people who are in Perth, it's cheaper.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a 6-hour flight from Perth to Thailand.
I think so.
I think, yeah.
Maybe less, actually.
Yeah, maybe less.
I think it's less.
Yeah.
So to be cheaper. So the people in WA, you lucky bastards.
Well, that's where you get all the young blokes on the mines out there working on the mines.
I know. And how good would it be, though, that you say you work in a mine, you're a single guy, you work in the mines, and you get back to wherever, Fremantle or Perth, wherever you're living, get to an airport, you're in Thailand in like 5.5 hours or 5 hours, whatever it is, I'm not quite sure. And you're in Party Central, you've got your... Yeah. Because I think they have that thing where, that fly-in, fly-out thing when they get like 10 days off or something. You could come back into the main city and shoot off.
Some guys do, 10 days on, 4 days off, or they do 7 and 7, and it depends, but like imagine that.
Imagine a 7 and 7.
7 and 7, yeah.
You come back and you can go to Pattaya for 5 days. Yeah. So you come down for a day, go to Pattaya, and then come back for a day. Be awesome.
Yeah, I actually met a young guy over there. He was a Kiwi, but he was working on the mines in WA in Western Australia, and he did that. He was there, he reckons, 3 times a year. So yeah,
especially when you're doing, if it is cheap and you find a hotel you're happy with, it's reasonable. What a great way to just I mean, we have our 20 days a year holiday, right? So if you did something like that and you use 5 and 5, and then use another 5 for Christmas to catch up with the family or something, It's 3 trips in a year you go to Thailand. Yeah,
that's right. You tack a week onto your 7 days off. Take 3 2-week trips a year.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
No, indeed.
Yeah. So that's us, isn't it?
At this point,
us for now.
We'll see if we think of some more content. We'll make another episode.
We'll do a bit of spitball. I have thought about it. I guess, I thought because I've travelled around Thailand, I've north, south, east, west. I've done it all, so I could probably we could probably talk about other destinations, but you know, a lot of those places I travelled to years ago, I don't really remember much about them, so I don't know how much content we could create with that.
Well, I mean, I've been to other countries besides Thailand.
Yeah.
For holiday and for work.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed some of them. I've had some good times with some of them. I mean, China was amazing.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I went with a group of people who are like-minded.
Yeah.
And so we went chasing for the fun.
Yeah.
So we went around a few places and had a bit of fun. It depends on who you are and who you travel with.
Of course.
So I always end up being with people who want to do stuff.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, this is a Pattaya thing, so I don't want to talk about China.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, it is a Pattaya down under, and I think talking about other places in Thailand's a bit of a stretch even. But if we've got nothing else to do.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, look, if there's any stories, guys, please, by all means, please send them out to us and we'll read them out and keep this going. Keep an eye out for our YouTube because that will eventually, I say eventually because we've got to set things up.
Yeah.
Will start to happen.
Yeah. That's it. I actually really do. I really would like to do like a phone in, like a call. Just chat to anyone, whoever they are. There.
Do you want me to ring in and?
And we could organise a time and talk about their experiences because you know what it's like when you meet a fellow Pattayarian, whatever you want.
Yep.
What's the?
I like it. Pattayarian.
Pattayarian. You're like long lost brothers. It's like you got similar stories. You know.
Well, I've spoken to. With my job, I do move around.
Yeah.
And I've met people, and once I've built a friendship with them in what I do, I will tell them, I do this and I do that. And I've met a few guys that have done it as well, and we've exchanged stories. Yeah. So there's some people out there that I've met that have, they've got stories too. I can't remember their stories because it is what it is.
Yeah.
But there's people out there that have got the same kind of thing going.
I was in the office today at work and talking about, I can't remember what we're talking about, and one of the, this is so inappropriate in the office environment, but one of the girls said, "Oh, we know what you go to Thailand for." I said, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Yeah, we know what you go to Thailand for." I said, "I go for the temples." She said, "Bullshit." I said, "Yeah, I'll go for the temples. Where else am I going to rest my thumbs?"
I like that. You haven't ever said that joke before.
Yeah,
I like it.
Just came.
Did you come up with it today?
Just today, it just came to me. And,
very good.
So I thought that was a good one. I walked away with a smile on my face. But
guys, you can all use that one.
Anyway,
that's a great one. Good way to finish it off.
Yeah.
Very good.
So please, guys, we're desperate.
And always, guys,
don't ever forget.
Love is only a bar stool away.
See you guys.
Take care, guys.